Downstairs in his office, Phil Gingrich opened a specimen drawer, showing me some of the actual fossils from which the display skeletons upstairs were modeled. He put a small lump of petrified bone, no larger than a lug nut, into my hand. It was the famous astragalus from the species he had eventually named Artiocletus clavis, end quote. Proving the connection between whales and antelopes from something the size of a lug nut? Look at that, my friends. If you looked at something that size, would it suddenly dawn on you that whales and antelopes are very much alike? Let's get real. If you really want to know why the fossil record is so empty of transitional species, the answer is found right in your Bible. All you have to do is just go right back to Genesis chapter 1. In Genesis chapter 1, we'll note here that here in verse 21, and God created great whales. That's where the whales came from. God created great whales and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. God made the animals after their kind. That's why there's no transitional species, my friends. That's why that 999 out of every 1,000 of what the evolutionists expect to find isn't there. That's because it never was there. God made these creatures to reproduce after their kind. Now, aside from the fossil record, which even the evolutionists admit that 999 out of every 1,000 items that they're looking for are missing, where is the evidence touted by the evolutionary scientists to prove Darwin's theory? Well, what they point to is variation within a single species. For instance, pigeons vary in size and color. On his trip to the Galapagos Islands, Darwin collected small brownish birds. They had variations in the size and shape of their beaks. This pattern of diversification Darwin took as the evidence of evolution and the means by which different species arise. However, there's a vast difference between the microevolution that is simply variation within a particular kind of creature and the macroevolution that would involve the development of a totally different kind of creature. There is a capacity for quite a bit of size, shape, and coloring variation among dogs, for instance. However, they're all dogs. They're not turning into something else. They're not evolving into some other sort of creature. All of the evidence for variation and adaptation simply show the marvelous engineering that has gone into the design phase of God's creation. Is there intelligent design that lies behind the world that we see around us? More and more scientists are acknowledging that that is indeed the case. One of the most well-known in recent years is Dr. Michael B. He's a biochemistry professor at Lehigh University in Pennsylvania and a former evolutionist. He is the author of a book, Darwin's Black Box. Now, Dr. B sees irreducible complexity in the microscopic workings of the flagellum and the eye. Flagellum are tiny whip-like appendages on microbes, and they literally are composed of molecules. They have a molecular motor that is so intricate that even many scientists have to admit that it looks like it was designed. As for the eye, well, Dr. B challenges his readers to explain the 11-cis retinal molecule. It reacts with light to set off the biochemical process that produces vision. What about the intricate cellular architecture of the retina? If you remove even a single component, then the whole system fails. Now, my friends, the evidence of design, it's all around us. And design demands a designer. This is only one of many proofs that demonstrate the existence of a real God. You need to understand what He's like. Can you prove His existence? What does He reveal about Himself, and how can we know for sure? To help you understand the answers to these and other questions, we invite you to request our free booklet, The Real God, Proofs and Promises. It will help you to really understand who and what God is. You really need this booklet, my friends. Please request your own personal copy right now.
This informative booklet is yours absolutely free. No cost, no obligation. If you call this toll-free number, 1-800-934-5579. That's 1-800-934-5579. Or send your request to Tomorrow's World, P.O. Box 3800, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28227. With this offer, you will also receive your free subscription to Tomorrow's World magazine, full of timely articles and unique insight on today's important issues. Tomorrow's World magazine keeps you up to date with world trends, Bible prophecy, and the very meaning of life itself. Tomorrow's World. Call now.
My friends, let me ask you something. With all of the physical evidence that points to intelligent design, why do so many educated people cling tenaciously to an unproven theory? The theory of evolution. Frankly, it's a theory that is not even a theory in the strict scientific use of the term. Rather, it is a fatally flawed hypothesis. Almost 2 millennia ago, the Apostle Peter actually foretold the whole controversy about the subject of origins. He talked about why the matter is under discussion in terms of why it is that people don't want to believe the very evidence under their feet. Back in 2 Peter chapter 3, the Apostle Peter in verses 3 and 4 talks about that. He says, knowing this first, that in the last days scoffers shall come, walking after their own lusts. Now there's the key. And they're going to be saying, where is the promise of His coming? Where is the return of Jesus Christ and the promise of God's intervention? Where is the promise of His coming? For all things continue as they were since the fathers fell asleep. All things continue as from the beginning of creation. My friends, they're discussing what is called uniformitarianism. Dismissing the evidence of the catastrophes of times past that bespeak God's previous intervention in judgment, they cling to this doctrine of uniformitarianism, the idea that everything just continues on and on. If everything continues that way, with only very gradual changes, then you don't have to worry about God suddenly stepping into history to call His creation into account. Make no mistake about it, my friends, the evidence of creation demands a Creator. That Creator reveals in His Word that He's soon going to intervene. He's going to intervene to judge His creation. There's a time of reckoning that's coming. There's a time of reckoning that is coming, and it's going to come within the lifetimes of many of you watching this very program. Now, to help you understand more about your Creator, to help you understand more about how you can come to know Him personally, please request our free booklet, The Real God, Proofs and Promises. My friends, we invite you to tune in each and every week as Roderick Meredith, Richard Ames, and I bring alive the prophecies of your Bible, as well as help you to understand God's great purpose for your life. See you right here, same time, same station.
This informative booklet is yours absolutely free. No cost, no obligation. If you call this toll-free number, 1-800-934-5579. That's 1-800-934-5579. Or send your request to Tomorrow's